Hey, so I wanted to give you a quick tour of our duck coop that we built, and we have a run attached. It's not perfect because we were working around the tree and the shed, but this is our coop here. I added a little bit of lattice from one of our other projects that will be on my blog soon. Got a couple tomato plants. These are on the outside. You don't want them on the inside of the run because they're not, so the tomatoes themselves, once they're ripe, are fine, but the actual stems and stuff are dangerous for them. So this is corrugated panels that were really easy to put on. I've got a solar light that pops on. It's got a motion sensor for when it's dark out. You want to keep a lock of some sort because animals can get in there. We got our duckies, and they have a little door on this side that can be closed and locked as well. And that door goes out into their run. Our run was something I tried to build myself, and it didn't come out quite perfect. But it's going to work just fine for now. And I will have a post up on that. We got their food and water outside. There's our plants again. And on this side, I wanted a storage area to put our straw. We do have a big shed, but I didn't really want to be storing straw in the shed. I wanted to keep it right next to the door, the duck coop. So we got a door on here. On the top, we have our straw, so it's off the ground in case for some reason water gets inside. On the bottom, I have a plastic container that is sealed completely with food, and then also some supplements, and that's brewer's yeast with garlic. And this is our worm bin, which you've probably read a post about if you follow my blog. And we really like worm composting. But now that we have ducks, I don't know how much we're going to be doing. But so we're going to keep that out here, and hopefully that'll keep it warm enough in the winter. And hopefully the straw will also allow some extra insulation for the ducks in the windy weather or the winter, so that they don't get quite as cold. It seems to, it seems like the inside doesn't get super hot. We have in the back, we have ventilation. You do need ventilation in a coop, of course. But ours is in the back, and it's lined up to the fence. So there's no wind coming in, but there's also no rain coming in and no snow, because the fence sort of blocks some of that off. And what we did for our run was, and again, we could have built one off. It would have been a lot easier just to build like a rectangular frame for the run. But instead what we did, is we made it complicated. We used the fence and the shed for walls of the run, and we ended up having to go around the tree. We built our door, and again, there's a little tree in there. We got our food and our water. And what you can't see is this run actually goes back behind the shed. And I'll walk you all the way around. Excuse the mess. I've been doing some cleaning up, but we still have a lot of stuff out, especially kids' toys. So what we do here is we built a frame, and of course we've got hardware cloth over and all the way down here. I've got it buried as well, and I also buried hardware cloth along this side of the shed because there is a lot of room for animals to bury underneath. The other side doesn't have as much room, but I may add hardware cloth at some point if I notice anyone digging. But at this moment, it's pretty well covered. And then you can see the duckies coming out a little bit. But that's it. And again, I'm not 100%. This is 100%. Perfect predator proof. Although we did bury hardware cloth on the other side of the fence. We could have dug along here and buried it, but we decided to do it on that side because it was a lot easier to get at, and we didn't really want to work in this small space. So we buried it on the other side of the fence and stapled it to the fence, and then like aproned it out a little bit. I think that's what it's called. But yeah, so as you can see, they have lots of space to roam when we're not home and able to supervise them in the yard. And our yard is fenced with a privacy fence. So technically, we could probably let them out, but there is room underneath the fence in certain areas for animals like fox to get in. And I didn't really want to risk it. We have 3 ducks, and we have 2 little boys that really love our ducks, and I didn't want anything happening to them if we can prevent it. That would traumatize them forever. So we're hoping this is safe enough, and we'll keep these ducks happy for now. I am going to have a full tutorial on my blog about how we built the duck house, and it's really long, and it's actually going to be an added attachment in the form of like a free ebook for subscribers. And the run will be just a regular post, but the post for how we made this was just super long. There was a ridiculous number of photos, like something like 25 photos, and it just doesn't work well on a blog post. There's just way too much information. So I put it in a separate ebook that someone can download if you guys are interested in more information and to see the process. And again, the run is pretty simple, so I will just post a few pictures of that. And there's our guys. There's Duckley and Farmer and Princess, and they are like the coolest pets ever. And not as difficult to care for as I had worried. Although, I mean, they are work just like any other animal. And you have to take care of them twice a day, but they're not hours of work. So, anyways, those are our friends. Alrighty, take care. And again, check out DIYDanielle.com if you want to see more information about ducks and how we built our coop and our run and our brooder setup from when they were babies. And alrighty, take care.